I just did a video earlier this week talking about Michael's manager, Moka Blast. After there's an update after he shot and unalived this man on a YouTube interview last year after he busted in this girl that he was messing with her house. And I just talked about an update after the mom decided to file a wrongful death lawsuit. And then I noticed this same news station decided to do an expose on Moka Blast because he's pretty much like the Tinder swindler, but the Las Vegas version. They talked to numerous women from this Moka or victims of Lydell Birch, aka Moka Blast group, and they share their stories. So let's go ahead and react to this.
A growing number.
This is Channel 8 News. This is the Las Vegas local news station.
Of women saying a local reality show star is more lies than love. Thank you for joining us at 6. I'm Brian Loftus.
I'm Kirsten Joyce. The new allegations surfacing after we reported that he had killed a man while live on YouTube. 8 News Now investigator Vanessa Murphy speaks to women who were looking for love but received heartbreak instead.
For some women, it started with a Facebook message.
Right away was calling me my lady and my love.
Full of charm.
He was
okay, that is a red flag. If they start saying my love, my lady, within 5 minutes, that is a major red flag.
He was very charismatic.
And looking for love.
Were you of the understanding that this was a monogamous relationship?
Oh, absolutely.
But that wasn't the case with Lydell Birch. He's also known as Moka Blast, with a history in the music industry and appearances on the reality show Life After Lockup.
He is a predator. He's a monster.
Becky Barnes is one of the many women who found out she wasn't alone after being deceived by Birch and seeing him shooting and killing Len Coney in 2023.
Okay, so is this the girl then? Is this a girl that he was dating that was involved in the love triangle?
Relatives say
or she's talking about she saw it because she was watching the interview.
The triangle gone bad.
And that's what I didn't have. So
here's Birch doing a live interview on YouTube at the woman's house when Coney barges in. You see Coney's reflection in the television monitor as Birch raises a gun at him. Prosecutors decided the shooting was self-defense.
My boyfriend shot him as he broke down my door.
A woman who says she was watching the interview from Arizona and also called 911 seemed to think Birch was her boyfriend too.
What is your boyfriend's name?
Lydell Birch.
After killed, a friend of his, Nicole Leonard,
I think that answers
created this Facebook page, Victims of Lydell, aka Moka Blast, the serial scammer.
Since he uses the internet and his online profile to get into women's heads and women's minds, that I was going to warn the public about him. It caught fire and there's just women all over.
There's a lot of women or people in a group over a man being a scammer. You know, there's got to be a lot of victims for that many people. And 76 posts in 1 week.
New York, California, Arizona, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Tucson, Florida, London.
A common theme? Money.
He needed $3,000. I helped him put tires on his car, the electric bill, for the construction for the building,
I just want to know, did he give any of these women money? They're talking about all the money they gave him. Did he give him any money back or no? Oh my goodness.
$12,000.
Becky Barnes says Birch owes her more than $27,000.
I say he has no type. His type is good credit.
Tammy England says
that was a good one. Oh my God.
He owes her close to $6,000.
That's really embarrassing. Yeah. And it's always been under the premise that he was going to pay me back.
Have you asked him for the money back?
Absolutely. Absolutely. In text.
Where he's borrowing money from one lady to portray this lifestyle that he lives. So they believe his lifestyle. And I also believe a lot of his followers on Instagram are not real, because when he was on the show, he had like 100,000 followers, and all of a sudden he's up to 400,000 followers. And I was going through them, and a lot of them were private accounts from different countries, and they just look like red flags. I have an app actually that can tell you. I actually know like how to run Instagram pages through and see how real they are. I need to do that with his page, but I also kind of suspect that with Justine's page, because Justine, yes, she was on a few seasons, but she was just at she went from 10,000 followers all the way to 100,000 followers just in a few months. And then now she's at 150, 106. And I have never seen anyone from Love After Lockup grow that fast besides Monique and Derek. And they're not no Monique and Derek popularity.
The 8 News Now investigators with screenshots of multiple transactions. And in California, a woman sued Birch after she says he borrowed $20,000 for a business venture, which he said he'd pay back within 6 weeks. She says he never did. She was awarded a more than $23,000 judgment against him nearly 1 year ago.
Why does he have to borrow money from girls to start a business venture? Couldn't he just take out a loan? But obviously, I think that's a red flag. If he can't take out a loan himself, that means he obviously does not have good credit and has not been paying back his loans in the past.
She still hasn't been paid.
I literally could name off the top of my head 20 different business ventures.
Brenna Malin says she dated Birch in 2020.
That they were going to put him in the Black Panther 2, that they had decided to hire him as the villain. He was going to buy a headphone company. He besides the barbershop, he was going to open another studio. He was going to do Muay Thai in Thailand. He was going to be a boxer. He was training to be a heavyweight boxer.
Multiple women say Birch claimed he would invest their money.
He was going to be a day trader for a while.
Malin claims at one
I think the best lie out of all of us was he was going to be in Black Panther.
point, Birch pulled a gun on her. While she didn't report this to police, she says she did record Birch as he kicked her out of his apartment.
Don't be crazy. Get out of my house. Don't be crazy. Let me get my purse.
She admits to still communicating with him and seeing him after.
I told him I was scared of him, and he's like, that'll never happen again.
Malin and several other women say Birch used social media to attack them after their relationships took a turn. England says Birch posted this sexual photo of her.
Come to find out that he did a lot of videotaping of me without my knowledge.
She did make a police report and says she was initially granted a
because he was trying to get some blackmail because he knew what he was doing wasn't right. Because why else would you need to blackmail somebody?
Restraining order, but a judge later dismissed it.
Oh, I guess because he didn't actually physically harm me, they didn't take it seriously.
Birch has also posted videos with his weapons, which is another concern.
It terrifies me.
The 8 News Now investigators looked into Birch's criminal history. We found a 2006 arrest for domestic battery in Florida. It appears the case was dropped. As for his businesses in Nevada, the Secretary of State's office reports 1 license revoked and 2 in default.
So 2 companies in default because he probably wasn't paying his obligation. So that's why he has to prey on women.
Get some of
to
that.
Live the lifestyle he wants to live.
COVID-19 relief money for small businesses, for Forever Getting Cash LLC and a studio linked to it, nearly $18,000. Payroll for 10 jobs are listed on 1 loan and 15 jobs for a second.
He likes to portray.
It's crazy how many people took advantage of the PPP loan thing. It seems like every week I'm hearing about somebody else that's getting exposed for, I mean, we don't know if it's legitimate or not, but, you know, I'm definitely side-eyeing those PPP loans.
Himself as record producer, recording studio artist, rapper. No, he is a romance scammer. Period.
We tried getting Birch's side of the story. During a phone call, he used profanity and hung up on me. As for that deadly shooting, the mother of the man who was filed this wrongful death lawsuit against Birch and the woman who was at that home. As for the other women who shared their stories with us and call Birch a romance scammer.
It's kind of like, is this a bad dream, you know? And you're like, okay, I'm an intelligent woman. I'm strong. I'm not weak. I'm not insecure like a lot of women think, oh, you let this happen to you. No, I'm a businesswoman. You know, I'm very resilient.
They're sharing their stories to protect other women who were just looking for love like they were.
He thinks he's untouchable, and he's still out here doing this to people.
Vanessa Murphy, 8 News Now.
So they did a good job on that story, and shout out to all those women who came forward and shared their story, because I'm sure it's not easy, because admitting to stuff like that, especially on the news where lots of people are going to see it, that's to be hard, because I'm sure they're like, man, I'm embarrassed to admit this, like some of them said. But it really is great that they're coming forward, because it's warning other women just like that group of what kind of guy he really is, so it's less likely to happen again. It sounds like we got a Tinder swindler 2.0 in Moka Blast, and he just uses women to take care of him.